Hi everybody, Russell My Hammers 11. Hope you're all safe and well on your channel. Please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you're made aware anytime I put new content on. As always, we'd like to thank our channel sponsors, Untuck It. I'm going really fast because Jordan's headphones might bugger up again. We are with no video today because Jordan can't figure out how to do a video. Doesn't matter, so we're just doing a nice little call. And we're chatting today to pro wrestler Jordan Saeed. How are we doing, George? How are you doing, man?
I'm doing okay, trying to cope with this complete crazy situation we're in. To be honest, if it wasn't for football, could you imagine how long these days would be?
So true, innit? It's so true. I mean, I'm the same. It's like I don't know how I could cope being like a West Brom fan or something like that at the moment. Do you know what I mean? With the lockdown and everything else that's going on in this crazy world.
Or a Sheffield United fan. Could you imagine?
Oh God! And having to live in Sheffield as well. Oh dear.
Do you remember that period last year when the first lockdown happened and the entire world shut and there was no Premier League?
Yeah.
I know,
yeah.
And do you remember the position we was in and how we went into that pandemic completely depressed?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Well, we did and we didn't because it gave us we had 100 days without having to look at the league table really because there was no football. So it was, it was a bit of a respite for us really. But I know what you mean. And typically because I remember just before we went into lockdown, the first one that we'd played a really good game against Southampton. We were doing really well, and I thought, oh, here we go. This is it. This is the start of it. And then we go on to lockdown for 100 days. But anyway, how are you in these crazy worlds at the moment? Obviously, no live wrestling, no live crowds and stuff like that, is there at the moment? So how are you coping, buddy?
So I did actually get to wrestle in front of a crowd. Do you remember when everything just kind of opened up last year around August to September to October?
Yeah.
There was that brief period before everything went back to lockdown. I did actually get to wrestle in front of a crowd. I travelled abroad to wrestle, so that was okay.
Oh wow!
But apart from that, I've just been, trying to keep fit, watching loads of football, trying to do all these online courses to learn new skills. But there's only so much of that you can do. There's only so many Zoom meetings and home workouts and stuff you can do before you start going insane.
Yeah, I know, man. I know it is like that, isn't it? But as I said, at least as you said, at least you had you could. Do a bit of what you love while you could, and hopefully soon, you can start doing it again soon, isn't it? Hopefully.
Yeah, I got vaccinated the other day, which was pretty.
Me too.
Cool.
Yeah, I got mine done. Yeah, I got mine done. Yeah, which is good.
And I was surprised at how quick the process was. I was in and out within 10-15 minutes. It was pretty remarkable, to be honest.
I was surprised how not surprised, but how well organised everything was. Do you know what I mean? It was just so well organised. I live in Hornchurch in Essex, and it was really well organised. Literally, I was in, as you said, I was in and out within 25 minutes maybe, but it was just so slick, here to here to here to here. Jabbed, done, out. There's your thing. Sit there and wait 15 minutes and then bugger off, and it was okay.
Yeah, there's your little card and get out of it. And they were so reassuring as well, because obviously you don't really know what's going in your body. It's a vaccine, but I'm not a chemist as far as I'm aware. No. I'm not a scientist. So the fact they were so reassuring was super good as well. Man.
Yeah, it was. Do you have any dates when you're back in the ring?
I'm meant to be traveling next month because technically it's classed as work for me. It's part of my income. So next month I'm meant to be traveling to Belgium, but I don't know what's happening with that. I think their cases are rising, so that might get cancelled. I was meant to be traveling to Italy as well, but again, their cases are all over the place. So who knows, man? Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, you want to get over to the old go over the other side, go over the other pond. They're signing up anyone, it seems, at the moment, aren't they? The old WWE.
Yeah, they everything there seems to be working normal because I've got through friends over there. They're all in restaurants, drinking in bars, and we're sat here, baking banana bread and that. So
It's so true. It's so true. I know. It's weird, isn't it? It's like, I mean, I've started because obviously, I've completed Netflix, so I started starting to get into wrestling again as well. So it's quite good when we started chatting, and God, yeah, it's like, they're gonna have like loads of fans at like WrestleMania and stuff. Like, how the fuck does that work? We couldn't get like a couple of thousand to a London stadium, but they can have 15,000 or whatever they're gonna get there. It's mental. I don't understand it.
I don't know what's happening over there. Whether they got, because obviously they're a huge country, and maybe their vaccines are going really fast. I don't know, because I know their cases are like pretty out of control, or maybe they just don't give a crap. Maybe they're just thinking, "Got it, economy first, health second."
Yeah, quite possibly, man. Quite possibly. I know it's just one of those things, but yeah, it's at least, as I said, at least things seem to be going in the right direction. I think that's what, and obviously now you're right. We've obviously with West Ham doing well, and the potential of the vaccine. Obviously, this rollout is going so well that they said, it could be we could have 10,000 fans in the last game of the season at London Stadium. That'd be awesome.
Could you imagine? Like, honestly, so I know there's been a lot of debate about whether we're playing a lot better without fans, but the fans have to be there. Footballers, I'm sure, thrive off the support. And definitely. Also, who doesn't love abuse? Who doesn't love abusing the ref? Like,
I think that's what people miss. They miss that sort of release, don't they, so to speak? Their Saturdays they go and they'll have a good old row at the ref and shout at the players, and they haven't had that for a long time, so they've had to watch it on telly and stuff like that. And it'd be good, man. It'd be good, hopefully, if it all works out. But by all accounts, it means next August or this August coming, or even maybe the Champions League qualifier matches, we could have fans. We could have a full capacity stadium by then.
Honestly, the reason I wanted the jab is just so I can get on an EasyJet or Ryanair plane.
Yeah.
Go to like a town in the middle of Romania and just watch West Ham away. Like, that would be. Even though I got like PTSD from. I can't even pronounce the team's name. Astria.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, I checked. Astria, whatever it's called. Yeah, they're like 13th in the Romanian league this year, so we haven't got a chance this year.
Thank God. Thank God.
We were all right this year for them. We were all right, but I know what you mean. Yeah, but I think that's what we want. People saying, "Yeah, who do you want?" I mean, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. We haven't qualified for anything yet, but you can look. Oh, do you want Barcelona, Real Madrid? And I said, "Yeah." He said, "No, actually, I quite fancy, as you said, like I don't know, some sort of Latvian team that you have to get like a train to and then a bus here, and because we've all been to nice places, haven't we? We've all been to Barcelona, and why not? I want Slavia Prague. That's who I want. That would be an awesome. Could you imagine? It'd be like a homecoming for Thomas and Vladimir.
They're kind of like us. I think there are a lot of West Ham supporters' second team there because we've got such a good relationship with them. Yeah. If obviously David Sullivan doesn't mess it, but. Yeah, like, so it'd be a bit bittersweet having to face them, especially if they take us. Well, I'm talking about this, but I don't even know if we're qualified yet. Like,
that's what I mean. We are getting ahead of ourselves, which is not a very West Ham thing to do, actually, to be honest. Rather than, we're always looking for that speed bump rather than finding how quickly we're going to run over it. But no, it's all good. In terms of West Ham, Jordan, why are you a Hammer? What's your story, man? What made you decide the claret and blue?
So growing up, all of my uncles, very, very big family, they were all West Ham supporters.
Yeah.
They used to all go to the games, all be season ticket holders. And I just kind of, obviously, because my family supported it, I supported it. And also because I'm local, like, when we was playing in Upton Park, it was literally, it's 2 stops from the district line from me. At the moment, the Olympic Stadium is in walking distance from me. So it's like, it's my local team. It's my family's team. And like, it was hard growing up because obviously you get a lot of stick in primary school and secondary school because all your mates supported Arsenal and Man United, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Nah. I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean, buddy. I'm the same, man. I'm stuck. I was stuck with it at a young age, a very early age. I didn't have any chance. So yeah, it is what it is. But it's, as you said, it's one of those things. It's a family club. It's although I think when I was young, a few times I thought, I've backed the wrong fucking horse here, haven't I? Really, when like Arsenal and Liverpool fans are all winning stuff, but I'm pleased to be a West Ham fan. I'm grateful to be a West Ham fan because I think we can enjoy the facts. I mean, even before this season, we revere a team that finished third. The 85-86 season, the boys of 86, they didn't win the league. They finished third, but we still revere them as this sort of like brilliant side. And, but they didn't win nothing. It's only typical West Ham, we revere a team that didn't win nothing. But no, it means we enjoy when we do some good stuff like we're doing this season. We enjoy it more, I think. We enjoy it more.
Of course, yeah. Like, I don't think a lot of fans appreciate the team because that's what I want to emphasize. Like, I support the team. Obviously, there's a lot of animosity towards the owners, but I back the team. I back the manager. And for years we've gone through this. Like, we've seen us just stay up, literally at the skin of our teeth. Like last season, I honestly believe if it wasn't for Mikel Antonio or that Andriy Yarmolenko goal against Chelsea, we would have been relegated. No question about it. I could name you so many times where we should have been in the Championship, but we haven't. And now this season, regardless of what happens this season, if we finish 4th, 5th, 6th, or we even miss out in Europe, it's still a remarkable season.
Yeah. You're totally right, man. You're totally right. As you said, we've had a fantastic season, regardless of where we finish. And the great, as you said, the great thing is we've got people. We actually, hopefully, will have fans to appreciate that, and give something back to the fact that the players, rather than do it on social media, they'll be clapping, and hopefully it'll be that Sunderland game will be a Southampton game will be a good game, man. So.
Yeah.
Long may it continue, buddy. I'm dying. I can't wait for fans to come back because it's really horrible. It's really cold and it's really quiet and stuff. And
like when you're watching it on TV and they've got the fake crowd noises, it's just like, oh, I don't. This feels a bit like, do you know when you're watching like the MLS, it feels kind of like that. All due respect to the MLS, it just feels very. Almost commercialized, dare I say. And then when you watch it without a crowd noise, it feels super weird, like you're watching a pre-season game. So you kind of can't. Yeah, the fans have to be there, even if it's a small fraction.
Yeah, you're totally right, man. You're totally right. It is. I mean, 10,000 is quite a sizable chunk. So I'll be happy if it's 10,000. But obviously we had 2.5 for the Man United game, and that worked well. So we'll see what happens, buddy. We'll see what happens, my man. So as I said, what we do on this channel usually is we put together like a team, like an 11. So. You can pick whoever you want, man. It doesn't really matter who you pick, but the only rule is you must have been alive to see them play. So you don't put Bobby Moore in. So you don't put Bobby Moore in. Don't put Billy Bonds or Trevor Brook in or anything like that. Because we never saw them play. I saw obviously Brook and I saw Billy Bonds manage, but I never saw him play. So that's what we'll try and do. We'll see what we can come up with. So for the Jordan 11, who would you have between the sticks? Who would be in goal for the Jordan 11, man?
Oh, it has to be Rob Green.
Greeno.
I think honestly, like obviously when people think Rob Green, they think about the World Cup, and that shouldn't be it in my opinion. He was such a class keeper for us. I don't think we've realised how good he was.
No, it's a good shout.
Yeah, he was just so consistent. I mean, I love it's weird. West Ham we've always had good keepers, apart from Roberto, who was drastically turned our season around for the wrong reasons. We've always had good, consistent keepers. Yeah. Adrian, when he was with us, was still a really good keeper, apart from 1 or 2 mistakes. But it has to be Rob Green. I was so happy when he got called up to the England squad for the World Cup. Considering that season, we almost got relegated. But it just showed how much of a class keeper he was. So, it has to be Green, Rob Green.
Yeah, Rob Green, as you said, and he was a quality keeper. And obviously we've had a lot of ex-players on, and they've spoken about their goalkeepers and stuff. And apparently a fantastic trainer as well. Would train relentlessly, which shows, not necessarily I think it was Jimmy Walker said he wasn't necessarily the most technically gifted keeper. He said that was Roy Carroll in terms of the best keeper he technically at the club. But he says Greeno had just said his work ethic, incredible work ethic, and that counts for everything. Very, very true. Right, we'll put Greeno in. Let's go left back. Who should we have a left back then? Jordan.
Left back has to be Cresswell. Because before Cresswell, I couldn't really think of many left backs we had who were consistent and also just really good at going forward and defending. Obviously, of course, it was no secret last season he wasn't at his best, and he could probably tell you that. He was there was a few mistakes in there and whatnot, but this season he's just a totally different player. Yeah. And you look at from when we signed him to now, he's just been. I'm surprised he hasn't had more England caps, to be honest.
Yeah.
This season, it's like having a new signing almost.
Yes. Great mention. He's almost like a completely different player this season. It just shows you a bit of confidence in a player, and just the right management style, and he's just a totally different player.
I felt bad for him because obviously last season, none of our team actually played that well, apart from probably Mikel Antonio and Declan Rice. I did kind of feel he was the scapegoat at times.
Yeah. No, I get that. No, you're probably right. To be honest, you're probably right because of previous seasons. I think he's been the surprise package this year with West Ham, and it's great as you said. Yeah, there are calls for him to, if Gareth plays three at the back for the Euros. I mean, I don't think so. I just think, but he's good for us, and as I said, he's got the most assists for a defender. I think, isn't it this season? Something ridiculous like that.
Yes, he actually has. Yeah, by the Alexander-Arnold and Luca Digne, and I think he is top assist in the Premier League for a defender, which is pretty crazy to think.
Mental, isn't it? Mental. But then we are fourth in the league, so you would hope we'd have some of these top spots. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird to think of it, but we are fourth. We are the fourth best team in the Premier League at the moment, so which again just seems random just saying that. But you'd imagine that would have a lot of players who are in those top assist positions, top scoring positions, because we're a top team. Right, we'll put Cress in. Let's go right back. Who should have on the other side then, my man?
Right back, I really struggled with this because it was a close call between Lucas Neal and obviously Soufal, who's come in and been a bit of a revelation. Obviously, when we signed Soufal, I have to be honest, I didn't know who he was.
No one did. No one did.
Yeah, I knew Souček gave reference to him, but I'd never seen him play. I never seen him play in the Champions League, so I didn't know who he was signing.
Yeah,
and he's really taken a lot of people by surprise. And in my opinion, he's been one of the signings, if not the signing of the season. But I just think, obviously, because it's only been 2/3 of the season he's played, I'd have to go with Lucas Neal. As a captain for us, he was superb. Yes. Obviously, there's a bit of taste in a lot of fans' mouths because of the way he left, but throughout the years, he was class.
Yeah, he was, and as you said, a fantastic captain, and exactly what we needed during that season. That Great Escape season. He came in at the right time, and obviously we've had interviewed lots of players who are in that season, and they mentioned just how strongly Lucas Neal was one of the catalysts for that big revival, and how he was a proper, not just a team captain, he's a proper club captain. He gave a shit about the tea lady and the kit men and things like that, which for some people that was new to them. So fair play. Big fan of Lucas. Right, we'll put Cress on the left. Let's put Lucas on the right. Let's go centre half. So who's your first centre half then, Jordan?
Centre half has to be Winston Reid in his prime. He was an absolute beast, and obviously he's in a lot of West Ham fans' hearts because the last goal at Upton Park. I don't think anyone will forget that till they're in their grave. On top of that, I remember the first season he came. We signed him after the World Cup, I believe, and I remember there was calls just to get rid of him because he was so he was a shadow of the player.
He wasn't great at the beginning, yeah.
And obviously we got relegated that season under Avram Grant.
Yeah.
And then after that, he just had a point to prove and turned into this class centre back. Turned down offers from Arsenal, stayed with us, and obviously it's unfortunate due to injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, Winston Reid on his day was unbelievable. So it's got to be Winston.
Yeah, and I mean the other day, I was about to say the other day
he really nice
man of the match. Man of the match the other day. I was about to say he got man of the match the other day for Brentford.
Yeah, I'd actually seen that. And I'm glad he's doing well when he's going on loan. I don't think we'll see him play for us again, sadly. Because obviously we got, Ogbonna, Diop, Balbuena, Dawson, who's been another revelation.
Yeah.
Obviously we got quite a few young lads from the academy. So I don't think we'll be seeing him again in a West Ham shirt. No. But Winston Reid, as before his injury, was filth.
And you was going to say he's a nice fella as well. You was just about to say that.
Yeah, so I used to my friend owns like an off license in Canary Wharf, and I used to just pop down there, and he would always pop in there. I don't know whether he lives local or something. And every time we used to serve him, he was just a super nice dude. Used to always stand there for at least 5 or 10 minutes talking to us. And obviously a lot of celebrities wouldn't really do that.
No.
Yeah, he was just super laid back and down to earth as well.
Top man. Right, okay, let's put Reid in. Who's Reid going to partner then in that central defence position then, man?
This is another one who I had to really think about. I was torn between Matthew Upson and Ogbonna, but I just have to go with Ogbonna because oh my God, what's the saying? Aging like a fine wine.
Yes.
Is that it? Like, the guy is for someone who's 32 years old, it seems like he's reversed the aging process. I can't remember. I think it might have been, it was the Leicester game. I remember, I can't remember who it was. It was either Vardy or one of their players who was extremely rapid. And somehow he's caught up with them. And I'm like, this bloke's 32 years old. And he's catching up with these players who are unbelievable. And this season, even last season as well, been a rock at the back. I think when we first signed him, it was the last season at Upton Park. There was a few question marks, but since then, he's been unbelievable for us.
Yeah. He has been. I mean, he's just, as you said, it's just frustrating that he's found this sort of twilight of his career, just relatively towards the end of it. But that's the annoying thing. But as you said, we've got at least another couple of seasons with him playing at the top level. I'd say he seems fit enough, and I just think he's brilliant at the moment, absolutely brilliant. It's a shame he's injured at the moment, but he might just give him a rest up for the final stint into Europe. So that's all good.
Did they give us an update on his injury? Is he out for a month or two?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I think it was going to be out for a while, and he was like, I don't know. I do not know. I'll be honest, man. I just turn up and see he's playing. But I don't know. I don't know how long. But no, hopefully he'll be back soon, at least before the end of the season. I'd envisage definitely. I think it's only a few weeks he's out, but I'm sure someone will know more equipped than me. Right, let's go into midfield then. That's your back four. You got your goalie. Let's go left wing. Who's should on the left then, Jordan?
Left wing has to be Dimmy Payet. I don't think for the rest of my life I would ever see another player like him play live for West Ham. The things he was doing was do you know when you play a game of FIFA?
Yeah.
He was doing essentially that in real life. It was unbelievable. Some of the stuff he was doing left me speechless. I've seen stuff of Di Canio. Obviously, we've had players like Tevez and Payet. That season and a half was absolutely phenomenal. And obviously when he went into I think it was the French squad, I can't remember what tournament it was. Was it the World Cup?
No, I think it was the Euros. Yeah, the Euros.
Oh, the Euros. Yeah. And he was still doing it for them as well. He was just absolutely tearing it up. And in terms of the whole package, how strong he was, how technically gifted he was, his range of passing, it was like a dream. It was like it never happened.
Yeah, it was a weird time, wasn't it? It was a weird time to be a West Ham fan. As you said, he was he was just on another planet, wasn't he? He was just on another planet, technically, than anyone else in that league that season. Yeah, and as I said, I'm similar to you. I think we're never going to really see anyone like that in our lifetime again, unfortunately. You never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened.
You never know.
You never thought West Ham were going to be on the verge of Champions League, and we are soon. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. But,
it's a strange world at the moment. Really strange world.
Exactly. Very funny times, so anything could happen. But yeah, no, he was a special player, wasn't he? Special player. Right, so let's put Dimmy on the left. Let's go right wing. Who should be on the other side then, Jordan?
Right wing. It was that's another tough one. Does it have to be 4-4-2 or can it be 4-5-1?
You can put whatever you can. I mean, I've only got a 4-4-2 graphic, but you put whatever you want in, man. It doesn't matter, buddy. Go on. You put what you want in. Go on, and I'll squeeze them in. Go on. You put them as you want to go, mate.
On the right, it'd have to be Lanzini. I know, obviously, he's lost a bit of form in recent times, but Lanzini in his prime for West Ham was another player. Like, he wasn't far off doing what Pyatt was doing for us.
No, you're right.
Another technically gifted player. And even this season, we've seen sparks of it, like that goal against Tottenham, who I don't think any of us will forget for the rest of our lives. But even then, we're seeing small glimpses of the old Lanzini coming back.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a really special player. Really special player.
And I think he's actually now he's got more. I think we've got more chance of seeing the old Lanzini as we did, a good few seasons ago, because his best season for us was when he played with Pyatt, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
And Pyatt was the main man, and Lanzini was number 2. And then obviously he gets injured, he comes back, Pyatt's gone. He's the one we're looking at. He's the one we're saying, right, okay, you're the jewel in the crown. Come on, let's do some magic. And I think that was too much pressure for him. I think someone like with Ben Rama or with Jesse Lingard, they're the main men, and he's number 2. So I'm thinking, if he gets a bit of a run in games, I think you'll see a different Lanzini than we have done previously, which would be great for us. And we'll need him next season if we're in Europe.
Absolutely.
So it's not about chucking him out just yet. I think there's life in the old dog, that's for sure. He's not young. He's not old. He's going to be young, to be honest.
Right, so 27.
Something like that. He's in his prime. Should be in his prime this season anyway. So we've got Manu in. So we've got Pyatt, Manu. Who's next in the midfield then, Jordan?
Midfield, I'd have to put obviously Scotty Parker in. For them seasons he was with us, we was pretty much a one-man team. I know people say Pyatt was a one-man team. Rice for a bit, we was a bit of a one-man team, but my God, Scotty Parker was definitely our full starting 11. I'll never forget that season. I think it was when Zola was in charge. I think we had almost got relegated, and single-handedly, you could put that escape down to him. His leadership. The goals he scored for us as well were pretty vital, and a lot of people could see that. That's why he got called up to the England squad. That's why, unfortunately, he got sold to Tottenham.
Yeah,
but people could see how important he was to us.
Yeah, totally. He was. I used to see him around the back of the players' car park, so to speak, literally crawling. He was literally crawling out. He'd worked so hard. He was almost, if he was on crutches, he could have almost been on crutches. He was working so hard. And as we said, all we want as a West Ham fan of our team is to try. And every game he tried for 90 plus minutes, 100% every game. And no, I think he's great, and I would I'd welcome him back as manager one day at West Ham. I think.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's doing a decent job at Fulham.
He is.
Obviously, he needs a bit more time, I think, but we're seeing glimpses of how much of a good manager he actually is.
Yeah, it's so true, and I think, as I said, hopefully, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I could see him one day. You could see him one day being there. But anyway, so we'll put Scotty P in. So we've got Lanzini, Pyatt, Scotty P. Who's next one, buddy?
It's got to be Declan Rice. I think in terms of an academy player, he's probably one of the best we've ever had. And how much he has improved from his debut game. And I remember that game at Newcastle where he got taken off. he was having a really, really bad game. He got taken off. And since then, he has turned into, in my opinion, the best defensive midfielder in the league. But not only that, just technically as well, like how gifted he is on the ball and how he runs with the ball. And as a leader, he's only 21 as well, or 22. I can't remember. He's a young lad. And he's captaining our team. Like, he's been in the game for 10, 15 years now. There's just a lot of fight and desire about him as well. And yeah, what a player. And I would totally understand, of course, if we don't get European football this year, if he was to move on. I think he is a world-class player already. And as time goes on, he's only going to get better.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. I think we've only, and I say it quite often, but I think we've only scratched the surface with him as a player. I think there's a lot more in the tank with Mr. Rice, and he seems to be developing his game more. You know, he said he did the penalty the other day. Didn't he? Took the penalty and free kicks and things like that. And I love the fact that he's trying to develop his game and trying to bring a bit more to the table. And I mean, Souček's allowed him to become a much more rounded player than I think previously he was. I think, you know, that partnership has elevated Declan Rice's playing ability no end. As you said, arguably the best. Well, I mean, the two of them, I can't think of a better pairing in the Premier League, to be perfectly honest. Maybe Leicester, maybe Tielemans and Ndidi, but that's about it. And that's not bad too. I think actually they could probably beat them on their day anyway. So, right. So we've got Lanzini, Parker, Rice, Payet. Who's next? It's
got to be Souček.
Yes.
I know he's only been with us for, I think, just over a season now, but we're looking at another world-class player, like an elite level player. Yeah. Like the way it really annoys me when commentators say, "Oh yeah, he's Moyes' answer to Fellaini." No, he's a 20 times better than Fellaini. We've got a player who, if he's not in the opposition box trying to score goals with his head because he just sees the ball and lunges at it, we got a player who's like in our box protecting the back four, running like a workhorse. And we see the other day the passion he has and how, you know, how much of a madman he is. Like, you got blood pouring down your face.
Yeah.
When we've got players like Mo Salah, who's like diving at a touch, he gets up and wants to block that ball, and he's smiling while doing it. Like, again, he's another player. Yeah, I think if we don't get European football, one of the giants could come in. I'm seeing maybe Bayern Munich, Juventus.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because he's that much of a good player. Like, he would walk into their teams.
And the thing is, just like, you know, I'm not being critical of Thomas at all, but, you know, he's not a particularly creative player. You know, he's not like gonna, I don't know, beat three men with Rabonas and you know, chip it over the box, but he just does the simple things well, and he has this incredible knack of just getting into the box at the right time. And Cresswell whips it in, and you know, he's there, and it's a knack, and it's incredible how often he does it. And him and Rice as a two are just so strong. And as you said, I think it's important that we get European football this year, not just for Dec, but as you said, for Souček as well. I mean, the fact that, you know, I'm not so worried about Souček because, you know, Soufal's still here, and it's his mate, and it's, you know, they're sort of they have this sort of this bromance, and, you know, I don't think, you know, you can look at that too much. And, you know, obviously they've just moved their family over from Prague into the UK, so, you know, I think they'd want to settle for a couple of years before they, you know. But I mean, you know, obviously with him, I mean, you know, him, Bowen and Souček, you know, the three signings that have been under the Moyes era, all of them you could sell for a profit. Which, again, when was the last time that's ever happened at West Ham? You know,
never.
Exactly. Souček's 5 million. You're looking at, I reckon, 20 million. You could probably sell him on the market now for at least. You know, I think Souček, 16 million. You're looking at trebling that at least at 40, 50 million.
Oh, easily. Easily. And an exchange player as well. Like, none of our players can go for cheap. If we want to be taken seriously as a team who could go for European football when we're doing our transfer dealings, we need to, like, have a bit more muscle and not budge as easily as we have in the past.
Yeah, no, totally, man. I totally get it. You're totally right. Right, okay, there is my calculations. One spot available left. One spot available. Yeah, we've got Souček, Parker, Rice, Payet, Lanzini is a 5 or / 4 and a 10 because I haven't got the good graphic. So we've got one up front. Who's going to be up front? Who's going to get these goals, man? Who's going to get these goals for the Jordan 11?
Dean Ashton, hands down. Like, what a player he was! What a striker! Like, I don't think. I think if it wasn't for injury, we'd be having a player in England starting 11. I don't think he would have stayed with us, but his technique on the ball, how strong he was in the box, how quick he was, the goals he was scoring for us when he was fit were unbelievable. And it was such a sad day when he retired because a lot of us sensed it was coming, but we was a bit in denial about it. We was hoping we'd get a fully fit Dean Ashton, and it never happened. But he was one of the few players who I see live who I was really proud to see live because, he was phenomenal. Like, if you're picturing, if you had a science booklet of the typical English striker, he would fit into that mould.
Yeah, you're totally right, man. You're totally right. I think he's one of those guys who, well, I always think he was the most complete forward we've had for years. As you said, he had it all. He had it all in his locker. And he had height, he had pace, he had bulk. He would have been a nightmare for any defenders. So it was a shame what happened to him because he said he would have been an England great. It would have been that the partner that Rooney was always looking for England. And quite possibly, he'd probably have got, as you said, probably gone to Man United anyway, and partnered Rooney there as well. But he's and I always say this when people pick Dean Ashton, he is the player that Harry Kane wishes he would be.
Oh, absolutely! I've said before that what Harry Kane is to Tottenham. Dean Ashton is to us, could have been for us. Yeah. It always breaks my heart when I say that could have been or what if when it comes to Dean Ashton. But I do believe Harry Kane wouldn't be getting into the England squad if Dean Ashton was still fit.
No, yeah, you're totally right, man. Totally right, and that's true. That is true. I mean, he had more in his locker. I mean, I wouldn't see Harry Kane doing a bicycle kick against Man United.
Oh, no, at Old Trafford as well.
At Old Trafford, the audacity to do that, or that turn against Man City not Man City. It was at Villa Park, the semi-final when he did that turn, and he absolutely left the two defenders for dead and just buried it. It was just a great player, and would have been a useful. He would have been a bit of a unit in the old wrestling ring. I think Dino. He had a bit of bulk about him, didn't he? So
could you imagine?
Yeah. Oh. more of a sort of a Lance Archer type perception. Big man, very very big man. But yeah, no, that's good, man. That's good. So for those of you who are watching, obviously young Jordan isn't. Let me just show you. So this is Jordan's team. Let me share the screen so everyone can see it. Apart from Jordan, obviously. So Greeno, we got Lucas Neal, we got Winnie Reid, Bono, Cress. Then we've got 5, although it's got 4, but it's actually a 5, with Lanzini, Souček, Parker, Rice, and Payet, and Dino up front. Nice squad, man. That would do bits, as the youngsters say today. That would do bits in the league, that's for sure.
That would be a wicked.
Wicked,
sick, as they say.
It'd be sick. It would be flex. Is flex a good word? I don't know. I don't know. I'm almost 40. I don't know any of these. Anyway, Jordan, man, I really, really appreciate your time, buddy. Thank you so much. It's been lovely chatting to you, man. Come and chat more. Come and chat more and stuff, because I think you speak really, really well, buddy. And I'd love to hear more of you. And let us all know when you're fighting in, like, I don't know, wrestling in London or whatever, and then we'll get a crowd. We'll get a crowd over to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm hoping, obviously, this year there'll be like live crowds allowed somewhere. And you can find me on social media. I'm on Twitter. Lowercase Jordan Saeed _ It's the same thing on Instagram, and I post all my updates there on my career. I talk too much about West Ham. People forget I actually wrestle.
You can never talk too much about West Ham, Jordan. Don't be silly. Don't be silly, man.
it leads to high blood pressure a lot. Well, it used to, not so much this season.
Yeah. We can chill out now. You can chill out. We're safe. We're not going down this year. So don't worry. Don't worry.
We've reached the 40-point mark.
Exactly. That's all we were bothered about, weren't it? Like 40 points. Just like, we'll just get 42 just to make sure, because obviously we went down on 42, didn't we? So, no, I love it, man. Anyway, thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. And obviously, thank you to everyone for watching or listening. For myself and for Jordan, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Get your jabs like me and George. Take care, everyone. Come on, you irons, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Much love. Bye-bye.